Siberian ginseng, or eleuthero, is the second most powerful adaptogen herb on the planet. It contains high levels of saponins, ginsenosides, and eleutherosides, which give it its adaptogenic qualities. So at basic, adaptogen herb is an herb that helps your body adapt to stress. Specifically, it helps strengthen the HPA axis, which is the glandular system that helps us manage stress. And it's what secretes stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that help us basically get through stressful situations and basically not become ill in the face of stress. So they're what give us our resilience, the body's courage and ability to be able to manage any sort of counter force or intention. So in the modern world, adaptogens are very important and can be very helpful because we do have a lot of stress and a lot of pressure and a lot of forces that oppose us in the things that we want to do. We have a lot of workload, there's a lot of rules and regulations and so much pressure to be somebody or to make yourself make a certain career or to impress people, and so there's all sorts of different pressures all around us. Even our food and our environment has become sort of a chemical stress to our body. So with all the stress and pressure in the modern world, these adaptogen herbs, specifically Siberian ginseng, is a really good helpful tool for making your body more resilient, so that way you can get more done with less and you can still achieve your goals and live a happy, fun life without experiencing any sort of disease or illness. So while the most popular and the most predominant quality of Siberian ginseng is its adaptogenic qualities, there are many other benefits you can get from taking this herb due to its medicinal properties. So I want to talk to you about a few of those medicinal properties and the effects that they have on your health, and get into the specific benefits of taking this herb. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Siberian ginseng and adaptogen herb is their anti-anxiety sort of therapeutic qualities, or their ability to uplift the mood. And so they do this in a very simple way, but it stems back to its adaptogenic qualities. So when we experience high levels of stress and we have a lot of cortisol surging through our blood, two things happen. One, we essentially become fatigued, and this is where we get the idea of chronic fatigue syndrome, adrenal fatigue, and just low energy. And you probably have firsthand experience that when you have low energy, if you're sleep deprived or fatigued, that you don't necessarily have the best mood, and things tend to make you a little bit more cranky than they would in other situations where you had more energy. So now looking at anxiety, anxiety usually comes about when we're really thinking a lot. We're sort of constantly computing and always trying to come up with solutions, but we don't have a solution. So we kind of end up with this worriness or this nervousness and not having a solution about something, so we're constantly thinking. And what this does is essentially in our body, we start secreting stress hormone to try to handle a situation because we're going through a sort of mental problem we don't have an answer to, which is the body's in the body that comes up as stress. So our body responds, secretes stress hormones, adrenaline, and we feel this anxiety as sort of nervousness, a flighty sort of energy. Maybe your heart races, you're shallow of breath, you feel tension in your body, whatever it is. And this is really your body's a glandular system responding to this sort of stressful, worry-like thinking. And why ginseng is really great for this is because it actually can inhibit that release of an overproduction of cortisol. So it can actually stop that production of cortisol that you can feel from either having too much caffeine or, just like I said, having chronic sort of worrisome thoughts. Taking ginseng can actually put that release of that stress hormone that can cause that nervousness and that anxiety and stop it from secreting into the bloodstream, which right then and there makes you feel less anxious. However, it's twofolded in its benefit, because by decreasing the amount of cortisol and adrenaline surging through our blood, interestingly enough, feel-good neurotransmitters and endorphins like norepinephrine and serotonin and dopamine, those rise, and we start to experience more levels of these neurotransmitters, which are essentially feel-good neurotransmitters associated with happiness and serenity and general feeling good. So this is a really great herb for uplifting your mood naturally and dissolving the sort of biochemical response to anxiety. So this is really great. So keep in mind, this herb will not remove stressful events from your life or stressful situations. They won't put an end to your anxious thoughts. However, they will on the physical and the chemical level sort of re-alter your body's chemical response to this sort of thinking, which could help promote moral relaxation and maybe have a positive impact on the way you see things and how you think. So keep that in mind when taking this herb. That is not going to be a wonder cure, but it will be very helpful for treating this. Second benefit of ginseng I can think of would be its abilities on cognitive function and even physical performance. Most adaptogen herbs, like ginseng, have an energy sort of quality to them, like they are naturally sort of energizing without being stimulating. And this is again because their ability to promote the well-functioning and the regulation of our stress response and our adrenals, so they give us energy without stimulating us and making us feel that jittery anxiousness. By promoting the natural secretion of adrenaline and cortisol in the adrenal cortex, which gives us energy, makes us feel good. But it's as natural as we feel when we take a cold shower or we experience like an exciting situation or hear good news. These things, it gives us a subtle amount, a natural amount of motivation. How it helps us with our cognitive function, which could be tied into better physical performance, especially if you're an athlete or doing something physical with your body like manual labor, or maybe even if you're an artist, is that Siberian ginseng increases blood oxygenation and blood circulation. So you have more blood flow and oxygen to your brain, which can help it function better. It can improve your focus, concentration, memory, and dissolve any sort of cloudy thinking. So it overall improves your cognitive brain function. Another benefit of Siberian ginseng is that it is an anti-aging or longevity tonic. And that's because in the traditional Chinese medicine system, Siberian ginseng is known as a qi tonic. And qi is our vital energy, it's our vitality. It is the energy we usually get from breathing, from our environment, so like the sun, the air, water, and from the food or nourishment that we take in through our diet. So the reason why this is an anti-aging herb though is because by building up our qi energy, we never dip into our Jing energy, which is our primordial sort of battery pack or savings account of energy. From the Chinese system, it is said that most disease comes about from a decrease in qi, and because we're not functioning from qi energy, our daily accumulated energy through diet, exercise, and breathing, we start to dip into that Jing energy, which starts to age us in maybe in a more accelerated way than we should naturally. So by taking qi tonic herbs like Siberian ginseng and increasing your qi energy, you'll more likely function from that qi energy. And metaphorically, that's kind of like having, let's say, a savings account of $1 million, and that's your Jing. But every day you give yourself a daily allowance of $100, and if you don't go through that $100, let's say you only spend 75 of those dollars, you can put 25 back into your Jing energy, never dipping into sort of your primordial energy that gives your body its life. So then you wouldn't run into issues like bone marrow issues, which is a depletion of Jing energy, which is essentially correlated to the overall health of your body. So another great benefit of adaptogens is that it's an immune modulator, so it helps promote healthier immune function. It's going to secrete more amounts of B cells and T cells, so these are immune cells that help fight off pathogens in the body, and it does this in a more intelligent way. So it's not necessarily an immunostimulator as much as it is going to help your body make an intelligent choice on whether or not to see something as a pathogen or not. So this is really great herb for strengthening your immune system, even if you have autoimmunity or a suppressed immune system. However, never take an herbal immunomodulator if you're on an immunosuppressant medication or have any sort of accelerated chronic disease. But for the average healthy person, this is a really great way to strengthen your immune system and regulate your immune responses. So Siberian ginseng is also a really great tonic herb to the liver. It is known in clinical study to actually protect the liver of toxins, specifically even chemotherapy toxicity. So if for whatever reason you had cancer and you had to take or you chose to take chemotherapy, taking this herb before in a standardized extract is a great way to actually protect your liver from the harmful toxic side effects of chemotherapy. It has also been shown in clinical study to help protect the liver of hepatitis and liver cirrhosis and any sort of degeneration or degenerative disease of the liver. So it's going to help protect your liver from excess toxicity so it can better do its job, which is going to translate into your overall health, better hormone function, better digestion, even better skin. Last but not least, another really great scientifically proved benefit of this herb is as an antiviral. And because of its immunomodulating properties as ginsenosides and eleuterosides, it is going to actually promote, like I said before, the secretion of natural killer cells, B cells, T cells, but also interferon, which is a natural germ killer excreted by the liver that is used in therapy medicinally and even in pharmaceutical situations to actually prevent or destroy cancers, hepatitis, HIV, and herpes. So it's a really potent, powerful way to naturally kill off any sort of pathogens and viruses. Interferon specifically attacks and inhibits all stages of a viral infection, making it really great for these viral infections I just talked about. So whether it's, you have a more advanced virus or a simple herpes simplex, cold sores, this is a really great herb to modulate your immune system and help it fight off any sort of viral infections. So these are just a few of some of the benefits of ginseng, Siberian ginseng to be exact. So you can look up more if you're interested in learning more about this herb or you're wondering how to take it, then you can click the link below and you can check out some more information, learn a little bit about dosages. And while we're here, just a quick heads up on dosages or how to take your Siberian ginseng if you're interested is definitely take it in a standardized extract because you're going to get more bioavailable and a higher level or higher dosage of the active constituents, the ginosides, the saponins, the eleuterosides that are the primary causative factors in promoting these health benefits that we talked about. So again, if you're interested in learning more, then just click the link below.